in 2013, you were named the first female CEO of Lloyd's of London in its 330-year history. Was there any key moments in your career leading up to that point that you would point to and say, I think these were monumental moments that helped me be prepared for taking on the role of CEO of the world's most well-known insurance brand?
I'd had great opportunities in the past, and particularly when I worked at GE, I think they were my most formative years. And that was basically from when I was 28 through to 43. And that was a period in my life where GE was very proactive in terms of supporting women. So I got promotion. I got opportunities to move from London to the US to live and work. They then moved me back to Europe. I went to Paris in France. Then they moved me to Munich in Germany. And I kept getting a bigger and bigger job. So they were very instrumental years for me. But then when they sold the organization to Swiss Re, I actually had a choice of either going to Swiss Re or taking over as CEO of Converium. Now, Converium was a spin-off from the Zurich Insurance Group. It was the reinsurance arm. It had been called Zurich Re back in the day. And in the early 2000s, Zurich had been going through a bit of a bad patch, and they'd been selling off all sorts of assets. And they spun off the reinsurance piece and called it Converium. They did an IPO. Now, a few years after that, it had got into some difficulty. Huge asbestosis and other long-tail reserves had come to bite it. And it was in a terrible state. It had been downgraded by all the rating agencies. And they'd had to let the CEO go. And they'd be basically without a CEO for about a year. And they approached me just at the same time the Swiss Re transaction was going through. And I thought, wow, do I go and try and fix this and do a turnaround and be a CEO of a publicly listed company for the first time in my life? Do I take that risk and move country again, because now that was going to be in Zurich, Switzerland, or do I stay with Swiss Re? Well, I took the plunge and I took the Converium role. And I think that helped. Well, it certainly gave me a fast track learning of how to run a publicly listed company. I had shareholders to deal with, many of whom were very, very angry and upset because the share price had collapsed and, all their wealth had gone. They wanted to know what I was going to do to fix it. And then the media in Switzerland were all over me because I was the first female CEO of a publicly listed financial services business in Switzerland ever. I was British. And, in their eyes, I was quite young because I was 43. And so I had all this attention, and I wasn't prepared for any of it, but it was a huge learning for me. And doing that transformation and doing that turnaround was great sort of, pedigree or learning, if you like, for then the Lloyd's job when we were doing lots of transformation.